Hi guys, welcome to Silver Lake Honey channel. It is last day of January and it's very cold. We're checking our bees with thermal cameras, and I'm gonna discuss some of the main reasons why bees die during the winter time. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and help our channel grow and help put these videos in front of other new beekeepers. Hi guys, it's the last week of January. We had a pretty big snowstorm last night, between 5 and 7 inches of snow. So I'm going to clean the bottom boards, the entrances for the bees. Today I want to talk about why bees die in the winter. I think most of the time, more than 90%, is because of the beekeeper's fault, beekeeper's error, like not leaving enough food, or not treating for mites, or creating environment that's not good for bees, like moisture. Number one reason I think that bees die is because of the mites, not treating for mites. Okay, let's pause it here a little bit, guys. So I can't stress enough how important it is to take care of the mite problems in your beehives, especially for the beginners. I'm not a treatment-free beekeeper, and I don't suggest any of the new beekeepers to get into treatment-free beekeeping before they know what they're doing and before it's a long process, and definitely you're gonna lose a lot of hives if you go treatment-free. So in our area, we start with treating for mites in the beginning of August, and before the reason for that is we want to do finish the first round of treatments before the winter bees are born. We don't want to treat our winter bees. That can be a little different for your area, depending how far north or south you live. We live in Midwest in Iowa, and first week of August is when we start with the treatments. Varroa mites feed off the fat of the winter bees, and by doing so, they can transmit different diseases and viruses to your colony and kill your bees over the winter. Another great time to treat your bees is the last treatment of the year, doing oxalic acid. In our area is in the beginning, first week of December or last week November, because the mites, they don't have nowhere to hide. They're going to be exposed to your treatments. There's no brood where they can hide and escape your treatment. The second really important thing is starvation. Starvation is another common reason why bees die during the winter. It usually happens last days of the winter or early spring. So bees die because they don't have enough food reserves stored, or too much is taken away from them, or if they have enough food but it's not properly placed above their clusters. One way to check if they have enough food is to lift back of your beehive and check the weight. Is it heavy or light? And prevent starvation, you can use a backup feeding methods that include use of like fondant, mountain camp sugar method, or winter candy boards. So another really important thing, like I said, is moisture, especially when the brood starts. Bees have excess moisture, and that moisture kind of needs to either vent out or absorbed. So what I do is I provide extra insulation on top of the hives, so there's no condensation that drips on the bees. As you can see, I don't wrap my hives. My bees are survivors, you know. I only insulate the top, so that way there's no moisture dripping on them. Another reason why bees die is not good stock for the area you live in. A lot of people, they say that it doesn't matter where you get your bees from, or if your package or your nukes come from the southern state and here they will adapt. I don't think that's true. I think the survival stock bees that survive these harsh winters are gonna do a lot better for you than bees that come from the southern states. That's just my belief. If you can't get our winter stock, winter hardy bees, at least get requeen them with the good queens that are winter hardy and that they can survive this brutal winter. So it's not the same. So another reason why bees die is these temperature fluctuations. If we have really cold nights and then we have warm day, so they fly a little bit and then it gets cold again, so they can break the cluster, and it's called isolation starvation. When they move on one side or another, break the cluster. So that's another reason. When we talk about the food placement and the cluster size, reason why bees die is not having enough bigger cluster, having too small of the cluster, like weak hives coming into winter. To have large number of bees with big clusters going into, if you don't have that, it'll be wise to combine the hives. Bees also need some kind of wind block from behind. High winds can also kill your bees during the winter, so they need something from from the back, and then the clear path on the front. So another reason the bees die is not installing the mouse guards on the bees, some kind of wire mesh or something to prevent mice going in. Sometimes I forget and mice move in and it's a disaster. So guys, there are many reasons why bees die. Sometimes it's our fault, or most of the time is the fault of the beekeeper, and sometimes do everything right, things happen and bees die. So to make sure, like the most important ones, like food, to leave them enough food and properly placed food above their heads, above the cluster, to treat for mites, to watch for the moisture, to have good young queens, to have good breeding stock, especially if you live in the cold climates, to have a stock that overwinters in your area, wherever you live. That'll be all for today. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.